And here we have it. This is the part I have been waiting for. This is my water block. Made by Corsair H80i version 2. My current computer has another Corsair on it, H55. This is the seriously ramped up model. I'll show you why it's ramped up. As you can see, it's not open. It's got the shiny plastic all over it. Let me see. I'll read. Superior liquid cooling for highly overclocked CPU, dual radiator, and two 120mm fans. PMW, of course. Corsair Link, customizable RGB lighting. It's all in French. This side here just tells you they're using static pressure 120 Ls by Corsair for the fans. Improved cold plate and pump for better efficiency. Nothing unusual there. The radiator is extra thick, 120mm by 49mm, which means it's basically double thick. So this is not, something that's really thin like the H55 or the H60. This is, this radiator, it's got some pretty good thickness on it. Alright, let's see here. Technical specifications here. Radiator dimensions, 154mm by 123mm by 49mm. That's about right. The fan dimensions, 120mm by 120mm by 25mm, so that's right too. Fan speed, 2435 RPM plus or minus 10%, that's right about right. The airflow is 70.69 cubic feet per minute. The website on Amazon said 77 cubic feet per minute, so I'm not sure which is actually correct. I don't know. I'll have to contact them to find out which is actually correct. If the box is correct or if the website is correct. I have no idea. Let me see. German, French, Russian. Let's see here. This doesn't tell you anything new. Up here, 120mm fan design for superior cooling and performance and low noise. Advanced cold plates. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing new there. French, Spanish, and Russian. No, this doesn't tell you anything new here either. I'll tell you a little bit about the Corsair Link, which will control the RGB on it. And you can also do something with one of the accessory decoration plates on it, which I'll explain later. And let me see, bottom here, it's Intel, basically every Intel made in the last few odd years. Same with the processors. For AMD, AM2, AM3, FM1, FM2, and AM4. I'm going to assume that, yeah. It says AM4 compatible. When you're making a Ryzen system, you need to look for that thing. Okay? See, one of the problems, the reason I had to get a new water block is because the H55, which is on my current system, doesn't have a bracket for AM4, which is what the new computer will be. So, guess what I gotta get? I gotta get a new water block. Yeah, which is a real pain. But anyway, here's what you're gonna need for it. You're gonna need an available motherboard with a USB 2.0 header, not a big deal, everyone has them. You're going to need internet connection for free software download. The rest is all in German, French, and whatnot. What's in the box? Hydro Series H80i version 2 Extreme Performance Cooler. 2 SP120L PAWM high performance fans, mounting brackets and hardware, Corsair Link 9-pin USB 2.0 motherboard header cable, quick start guide. The rest is all in other languages. Blah 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 blah. Made in China. No real surprise here. Everything's made in China. It's electronic. So let's get this thing open, shall we? I'm going to be very careful with this knife because it's a long knife, but that's all I have to get this box open with. So I'm going to be very, very delicate to get this plastic cut without cutting anything else. And a note on water cooling, air cooling. Back a few years ago, you could get away with big air. When I first built my current computer, that's what I was using. I was using big air. But I saw from 2 other builds that I did that I used water blocks, the Corsair H80i, and even though the chips I was using on those 2 builds were pretty similar to what I was using, both APUs, the Corsair H80i, the thermal numbers on it, there is no way, there's no way big air was going to beat that. And so I became a convert to water cooling, when I saw those numbers. And once you've gone water, you never go back to air, ever. I mean, it would be like driving a Bentley and then all of a sudden driving a Chevy Spark. Once you've been in a Bentley, you're never going back to a Chevy Spark, ever. You'd rather walk. Well, maybe not walk, but you're not going back to a Chevy Spark. So anyway, water cooling, can't beat it. There's a few things about water cooling. The thermals on water cooling is way better than big air. Virtually no matter what the system is. Now, there's always an exception to the rule, but virtually it's pretty good, okay? Now, the thing about it is, what water cooling is these guys will give you excellent thermal temperatures until the water is fully saturated with heat. And then it will rise, but it won't rise, it'll be less of a rise in temperature on your processor than it will be for big air. But it will rise. Okay, that's been my general experience. In a place like mine, where, the average temperature in here is 80 degrees, and in summer, because it is 80 degrees in here on average every day of the year, I'm very heat tolerant, so I'm not one of these guys that has to have like 68 degrees Fahrenheit, in their apartment, I'm very comfortable at 80. I'm even more comfortable at 82. And I'm pretty comfortable at 84 too. But 84, that's about when I turn the air conditioner on. So big air, big air starts getting a little fussy when you get to those temperatures. Water cooler, never had a problem, even at 84 in the apartment, even at 85, even at 86. 90, it has had some problems. But at that point I was turning on the air, but so not a big deal. Okay, let's get to this thing. Let's see, how do we get this thing open? Oh boy. Okay, looks like we open up the flap here. Oh, that's cool. Hey, this is a really well thought out box. Someone put a lot of thought into this box, I'll tell you. Let's see. Looks like I got to flip it this way. And then this thing flips upward. Oh yeah, somebody really, really put a lot of thought into this box. This is not just any ordinary box you could open. I mean, you gotta figure out how it opens. That tells you something. Okay, what do we got here? We have warranty against defects, standard warranty. Doesn't say exactly how long, but wait, notification for Australian customers. I guess it doesn't apply to the United States. Oh well. Alright. Let me see. Here we have something in Chinese that tells you what it does and does not have or tested for. I can't read it. It's all in Chinese. Yeah. Okay. Might be nice if it was written in English, Corsair. Seriously. Warranty guide. I guess this is for USA. Limited warranty, remedies, blah, blah, blah. Most of the time, water blocks are really, really good. Either they're going to not work right away, or they're going to work. It's an either-or situation generally. There are cases where people have had pumps die year in, or fans died, but generally speaking, it's going to work out of the box, generally speaking. So, yeah. I've never had to use warranty guide, so warranty on them, any of them, so, hey, you know. Here comes the manual. It's going to be a bunch of pretty pictures in here. All the various screws, where they go, back plate, how to mount. First comes Intel, obviously, and then comes the AMD section. More AMD, more AMD, more AMD. Connecting the USB header. This is all pretty standard stuff. You've done it before, not a big deal. Corsair AMD mounting bracket. Supports AMD. Just shows you how to do the AMD bracket. Not a big deal. You've done it before. But in case you haven't, there's a manual for it. Pretty nice phone. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, it's in here pretty good. Okay. We have two fans. I knocked something off the fan cable. As you can see, these are high static pressure fans, which means they're good at forcing air through things like water blocks. The difference between high static pressure and high airflow. High airflow just gives you a whole lot of cubic feet per minute, but if you put an obstacle in its way, like a water block, a radiator, it's not going to do all that great usually, depending on the airflow. If you get something like really, really crazy, as far as cubic feet per minute, then it'll do just fine. But if you don't, this is your type of fan you want. I'm going to be doing something different to mine, so I probably won't be using these fans. I'll probably check them out at first, see how well they do. But these are not LED fans, and it doesn't fit in with my color scheme. They have a standard 4-pin connector. Nothing terribly unusual here at all, guys. Let's see what we got here. We have... Oh boy. Yeah, this is really stuffed in here. Wow. Good job, Corsair. No UPS man was going to destroy this, I guarantee you. Oh. Alright, it's going to take 2 hands to get this out. Yeah, somebody put this in there really great. I'll tell you. Alright, let's see. Here we get all sorts of various screws. Both AMD and Intel mounting brackets for AMD and Intel. You get a USB header cable here. That's for the Corsair link, so you can change the RGB on the pump. It's not really worth showing to you. Once you've opened these before, you've seen them a billion times. So. Or maybe I will show this thing here. This is new. This is the RGB header. This is what controls the Corsair link and allows you to add information. It's got a standard little USB header, and it's got a little USB mini cable here. It's pretty standard technology if you've been working with technology. Let's see what else. So we'll get to this thing here. This is the radiator. I am not going to take it out of the plastic. because getting this back into plastic will be absolutely miserable. And I'm not ready to install it just yet. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to show you a few things. Alright, this here, let's see if you can see it. Yep, that you can change out according to the manual. You can get a different color scheme to it if you want to. I'm not going to. It looks just fine, I think. I like it. You know, it stays. The fins on here are very, very close and dense. You're going to need something with a lot of static pressure to get through this. I guarantee it. High airflow is probably not going to get through this. Okay? So you're going to want something with a lot of static pressure. Let's see here. We have nicely braided cables. These are not rubber tubes. These are nicely braided, something you would expect from Corsair. Corsair is probably the best you can buy out there as far as water blocks go. All-in-one water blocks. This is very nice, very shiny, black braided nylon, perhaps, I'm guessing, which covers up the rubber tubing underneath and makes it a little bit more difficult for the rubber tubing to burst if there is, you know, an overpressure situation where the rubber may be getting stretched or there's a kink. You know, that buys you a little bit of time to keep from having a water explosion inside your computer, which would fry the computer out. Okay, so that's what that's for. Some still use plain old, you know, rubber hosing. I don't recommend that because the thing can blow up. So if you go looking, make sure that your sleeves are braided. That buys you time just in case it all goes seriously wrong. Okay, that's covered. And now we will take off this part. Let's see here. As you can see, it has, I'm not taking this part off at all for any reason, because that's got thermal paste on there, and you don't want to mess with that. But it's got a really nicely machined down copper disc. That's what the CPU will go on. It's got a mounting bracket. Let's see here. These things here are what you hook up your fans with, which is a very nice touch. This here is, let me see here, what is this? Yeah, this here goes, this is your header. Let's see, anything else I can see here offhand? And this here is where that Corsair link goes, so you can download things to change that. Change the RGB. Alright, now, the RGB, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. These tubes are very stiff, but they are flexible, so you should be able to bend them any way you want. Let's see here. Get this back in the frame. Alright. Because of my friend is an epileptic, I cannot go crazy on RGB. I was hoping to, but I can't. RGB is too much for her. So my only concession here is this part here. It says Corsair on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to try to...
Too far away.
That says Corsair on it, and that's the only part that's going to light up and change colors. And that's, you know, the way it's got to be. But otherwise, you know, this is a very good, well-built water block. You can tell just by feeling and looking at it, you know, it's A1 quality, absolutely. So if you're going to buy this, you know, the Corsair H80i version 2 is definitely something worth buying, in my opinion. So, okay, that's it.